Hey guys, so today we're gonna go ahead and install the full Aero package on a WRX Subaru. We're gonna go ahead and start with the diffuser. We're gonna leave underneath in the description all the part numbers and the part number for the Aero package because we do sell it individually, or if you want to just do the whole Aero package.
Would you say is it easy or not installation?
Super easy. It's gonna take like 30 minutes max. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start on the rear diffuser. We're gonna test fit the plate with the fence to the car to see where we want to go ahead and place it, because it does have the rain light. So we just want to make sure we place it on the in a desirable spot. The customer did go ahead and buy his own black hardware. We would be providing the silver one, but in this case we're going to use the black hardware that we were provided. And we're going to take off the tabs. It only has 2 tabs, so we're going to use this reinforcement that is attached to the frame of the car so that the diffuser has a really good support. All right, so I just went ahead and placed the fence into the plate, and I'm just gonna place it by the rear balance of the car. So for example, like right there. And in this case, we're gonna place the fence in between the fence that it already has, and then make the clearance for the ring light in the middle. And we're gonna proceed in making the holes into the fence and the plate, and then we should be ready to go. So I'm gonna use some masking tape to put it on the sides so I could have the same dimension on both sides, and I could place the plate in the middle. It's a guideline, so we're creating like about an inch on each side. We're using the curves of the rear balance to guide us with the tape, and then we could place the plate in the middle. We're gonna go ahead and take off the fence. You're gonna do the hole where the pre-made hole is already at. We're gonna use a bolt and nut to place it in place so we could do the other hole. Again, this is just preference. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do the other hole at where the other pre-made hole is at. I'm gonna make 4 more holes just to support it better, because once we add the fence, it's gonna add a little bit more weight. As you can see, it's already pretty sturdy. And then you wanna make sure you take off the protection on the trim when you put the fence in. So as you can see, this metal piece is basically welded to the frame of the car. So if you attach your diffuser to here, then it's sturdy enough to not move out of place or be sagging. That's one of the most asked questions. The other ones could go ahead and reinforce with the diffuser that already has itself. So right there, we're just gonna use bolts and nuts, and that's it. So we're gonna leave it like this right now so we could place the fins and see where exactly we desire to place them. And then we're gonna start marking the holes and start doing the holes on the fins and the plate. And then it should just be straight on to put on because all the holes are already made. So after that, it just plug and play. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and place the fins. The first 2 are going to be in the middle of this portion. And then the other 2 are gonna be in the middle of the other fin here. You could place them however you want. You could place these more closer, but in this way, it just lines up and it looks way better. You could be my judge. You could leave comments below letting me know if you like it or not. So we're measuring it out. It's about 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, and 4.5. This is personal preference. You could do it however you want. You could just not install the fence if you want. Marking the spots where the fins are gonna be going.
And you do that by adding masking tape?
By adding some masking tape. So now that you have marked your spot where you're gonna space out your fins, you could go ahead and remove the fins and remove the the plate and then start drilling your holes. I just put a center tape. You could use the vicrez symbol as your reference for the center. So the fins come pre-holed, so all you gotta do is attach the L brackets and the hardware. Again, it is provided, but if you do want this black hardware, you would have to purchase it. You make the same process on all of the fins. We're marking the holes of the underneath of the L bracket so we could go ahead and attach the other bolt and nuts in place. So this is where you really want to make sure that your fins are placed where you want them to be placed. We're putting the bolts and nuts already in place so it could hold the fin in place. So the same thing you do on this side, you're gonna do on the other side. All right, so now we're gonna work on the side fins.
Ready?
All right, so I just finished up bolting the side fin to the side plate. So we're gonna go ahead and line it up here to a desirable spot. I'm aligning it over to the side here of the diffuser. I feel like we're good there. Tightening up this bolt and nut here that I used on this side. So this side is done. Now we're just gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. All right guys, so that's a wrap on the diffuser. We successfully finished that part. And now we're gonna start on the side splitters. So side splitters winglets have the pre-made hole. So we're just gonna go ahead and poke it through the vinyl here. And we're gonna bolt in the L bracket. So it would be looking like this. And then after you do that, you're gonna go ahead and place it over the side splitter, and the end result is gonna look like this one. You're gonna mark the holes where you're gonna drill in for the other side of the L bracket. Then you're gonna drill it in. get the bolts and nuts and just secure the winglet in place. That's it. Drill it right here at the Alright, so we lined up the side splitter already to the amount that we want it to stick out, so you have room to play around with it. And we're starting to put the self-tapping screws. We start in the middle and then we're gonna do one in the end. And then we're gonna do one on the other end. Now we're gonna continue on the rest in the middle. Okay, so the same thing you did on this side, you're gonna go ahead and do on the other side. All we did was line it up and add in the self-tapping screws. Right now we have about 4, 5, 6 self-tapping screws. If you guys do want to secure it with more, you can. If you want to be a little bit more extra, you could take off your whole rocker panel and add it up with like bolts and nuts, but that's up to you. We have finished the side splitters. Now we're gonna move on to the front splitter with the red rods. Yeah, so we're setting up the front splitter so we could go ahead and install it. We're gonna use the pre-made holes that the bumper already has. We're gonna use some bolts and nuts to be able to secure it right. In this case, we're not gonna do the support rods because we are going to take off the bumper next week, so we could go ahead and add in the support rods the correct way. So we're gonna go ahead and use 10 bolts and nuts on these parts. So we're gonna line the front splitter on and we're gonna mark where we're gonna drill in for the bolts and nuts. So the middle is right here. You could go ahead and take off this guard here if you want the front splitter to sit more in. But in this case, like, it just, to me personally, it looks better staying here because it gives you a really good distance between the bumper and the front splitter. We are bolting and using the bolt and nuts, so we drilled in some holes to the pre-made holes that the bumper had to attach it with, and as you can see, it's pretty sturdy already, and it's only 4 bolts and two self-tappings, but we're gonna add in more. That's pretty much it. I mean, if you do it this distance, it gives you enough clearance to try to like squeeze your hand in here if you're not gonna be taking off your bumper, but pretty not that complicated. All right, so we finished the installation on the front splitter. As I said before, I used bolts and nuts. I also used some self-tapping screws just to fill it in a little bit more, but you can see it's sturdy. And that's a wrap. The full Aero package installation, front splitter, side splitters, rear diffuser.
And we share to one.
Like and subscribe. And leave comments below how I did, you know, if I'm annoying or something.